What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., and everything you need to know about, including the stimulus package update, stimulus check update, daily news, money, investing, the stock market. We cover it all here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below right now. It's completely free to do so. Remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below as well. We got a lot to cover here today as Ukraine has officially invaded Russia, and it's affecting Americans here as well. Here we go. We also got a lot of stimulus news here we're going to cover here as well. The price of oil is now over $105 a barrel. If you watched my previous broadcasts, it was at $100 a barrel. Now it's at $105 a barrel. That's a 5% increase just in a matter of hours. A 5% increase on $3 a gallon gas. That's 5 cents per dollar. That's another 15 cents on $3. Yeah, this Ukraine-Russia conflict affecting the price of gas, oil, and natural gas here worldwide, as Russia is the world's second largest producer of oil, natural gas, and natural resources, sent these spiking, could go even higher. This is just here within 24 hours. Just within 24 hours. And the question is, how high will it go? So don't be surprised to see prices at the gas pump go higher here in the next few days. I'll keep you up to date here as we see this go even further. We do have Democrats in Congress that want to temporarily pause the federal gas tax. We also have multiple different states that want to pause, reduce, or pause their state increases on gas tax, or remove their state's gas taxes as well. Some states actually have up to 50 cents per gallon state gas taxes in addition to the federal gas tax as well. So we could see some gas tax reprieve on the federal level here, as we're going to try to see some stimulus type measures to help with gas, just as kind of one measure here going forward. You know, it's just if it's not one thing, it's another, right? And honestly, this is now we've seen some reports here from the media that Ukraine and Russia was the cause of past inflation. That's not the case at all. You know me, I'm here to bring you guys the truth. I'm not from either party. That's not the case at all, that Russia, Ukraine, or anything like that was the cause of past inflation. Not the case. But going forward, I mean, the price of oil is directly correlated to this new spike here. And even from the last several days, maybe even the last week or so, the price of oil has been going up just on the fear of this whole Russia conflict. So definitely the case there. This recent spike, definitely the case because of what's going on. I mean, you could just literally see every headline. Gas, oil going up because of Russia, Ukraine. Same thing when you have problems in the Middle East, stuff like that. Even when you have tax on oil refineries and stuff down there, oil goes up. Or you have hurricanes, you know, and it affects production, same thing, right? So, yeah. Also, we had a dramatic turn of events here today with the stock market. This was pretty shocking, actually. You can kind of see these graphs here. The stock market had a 1,000-point turnaround today. In my opinion, kind of an overbought situation. In my opinion. A lot of people buying the dip. Now, if you've been watching my show here, if you're a long-term investor, these are good times to buy. If you're a long-term investor, which, you know, most people should be, because again, it's not really a time to panic sell because again, if you think about the fundamentals of companies that are dropping right now, fear of Russia really has nothing to do with a company like Google or Tesla or Apple or anything right now. Those companies really don't have much to do with what's going on with Tesla or going on with Russia and Ukraine right now. But the Dow Jones was down by 1,000 points today, or 800 points, but 1,000 points in total here. It was down to about 32,300, 32,200 here, and it ended up 33,200. It had about 1,000 point swing here today. So it actually ended up positive. Yeah, and you can see these dramatic reversals here throughout the day. It's actually crazy to think that the US stock market would end up positive today. Like I said, actually kind of what I would consider an overbought type of situation. A lot of people the NASDAQ actually ended up 3%. What I would consider basically a lot of people, a lot of institutions, a lot of people buying the dip here. Yeah, you can see the NASDAQ up 3.3%. That's probably like their largest gain of the year or one of them. Wow, absolutely just unexpected. I mean, again, good day to buy long term. Well, not necessarily a good day to buy because it ended up high. Maybe if you bought early in the day, right? If you bought early in the day. But again, long term, we're at about near a year low, right? If you look at the Dow at 33,200, a year ago, this is a 1 year chart, it was around 33,000. Okay, so we're near 1 year low. So just to keep that in perspective, if you're worried about the stock market, we're only at a point of where we were a year ago, right? So just keep that in perspective. We're only at about a point of where we were a year ago. Okay, 5 years ago, we were at 20,000. Okay, so just to keep that into perspective, if you put money in the stock market 5 years ago, your money's worth 50% more right now. Okay, so if you put, if you put $10,000 in the stock market, now it's worth $15,000. If you put $100,000 in the stock market, now it's worth $150,000, just in 5 years. So just keep that into perspective. That's how your money grows. It grows over time. That's why you can't panic over every little dip in the market here. It grows over time. Because remember, over 50% of people in the US have money in retirement accounts in the stock market, in pensions in the stock market, in 401ks and IRAs in the stock market, or even just money in the stock market. But you're going to encounter times like this, times like pandemics. That was a scary situation as well. 2008, 2009 recessions. And you got to think rational. Okay, we could see a downtrend here for a couple months even. If you're investing in a 401k and on a weekly basis, maybe even have a company match where they're giving you free money every time you invest in your, you take a little bit out of your paycheck and you invest on a bi-weekly basis. That company match is free money for you. That's the best investment you can make is they're giving you free money. You're buying low. When the stock market's at near a 1 year low, you're buying low and you're getting free money from your company match. That's the best investment you can ever make. So keep that in mind. If you're putting it into something like an S&P 500 index, you're buying into a fraction of all the different companies. Those are the best investments you can make. And if you keep them in there over time, you don't panic when the stock market is having a dip or something like this. Times like this tend to, you look back at them a year later and you're like, oh yeah, that was just a little dip in the market. I got some other interesting stimulus programs here for you guys going on here. As you can see here, fourth stimulus check 2022 update. New $1,000 monthly aid coming in 2 days. Also a $600 check also in the pipeline. Here's the details on this. Citizens can seek the Guaranteed Income Program that pays $1,000 to eligible recipients for 17 months beginning this week. According to the West Hollywood Pilot for Guaranteed Income Program, citizens can apply from February 25th, tomorrow. The first payments will start on April 15th for $1,000 per month for a period of 17 months if you live in West Hollywood. That is the program that's for adults, actually. Yeah, I believe it's for adults age 50 and older. There's also a proposed legislation for 250,000 Americans for another rounds of stimulus payments worth $600 in Oregon. Oregon Democrat lawmakers have reached an agreement and have approved the plan in Oregon. Yeah, and as you can see here, Oregon lawmakers' revised proposal for payments to low-income workers call for $600 checks, and the other article said it was just approved. And I believe that goes to workers in Oregon who received the earned income tax credits. So I will have to give you more updates on that as it comes through. It's pretty breaking new information. Also, there's a renewed push for a fourth stimulus check to go out here for everybody because of how bad inflation is. And inflation could get even worse here because of the price of oil, the price of gas, and remember the price of oil affects the price of basically everything that gets sent out to stores. It has to get trucked, it has to get shipped, it has to get flown in. Everything has to get delivered, and all that costs gas. So there is a renewed push now to help out the people that are struggling to pay their bills, struggling living on fixed income, and for the child tax credits. 60 million children are not receiving those payments, and millions of them have fallen back into poverty. And this is only going to get worse now, and it's nobody's fault. We had the pandemic, now we have the Russia situation. It's terrible. It's terrible. And we have another wave of Omicron, BA.2, which is more contagious, and who knows what that's going to do. Hopefully it's nothing, but we can't necessarily just say that the virus is gone. Meanwhile, here's the latest on what's actually happening. Check this out. Yeah, so you can see some of this footage here of bombs actually going off in Ukraine, and missiles going off. The Russians have actually taken over Chernobyl now as well, and there's some fear that they may open up some containment centers there as well. You can see all these different kind of explosions there that have gone off. If you haven't seen any of this yet, it's yeah, and look at this. These are residential units. Look at that. And apparently, President Biden has some interesting options to retaliate. Check this out.
And we have this exclusive reporting now from NBC News. President Biden has been presented with options for massive cyber attacks against Russia. In response to the invasion of Ukraine, attacks could be at a scale never before contemplated, interrupting power, internet connectivity, even tampering with railroad switches in Russia. Joining us now, NBC correspondent Ken Delaney, who broke this new reporting, and MSNBC national security analyst Clint Watts. Ken, first to you, bring us up to speed. What is being presented to the president? We should caution we don't know that he's signed off on any of this, but what is so interesting is that this would be, in advance of any attacks against us, it would be offense or defense, if you will, defense of Ukraine, which was hit again with cyber attacks this morning.
That's exactly right, Andrea, and that's what's so significant here. American officials and others briefed on the matter tell Courtney Cubey and me that these options include things like shutting off the internet in parts or all of Russia, disrupting trains and railroads that are resupplying Russian troops in Ukraine, everything from making the trains not function to making them fall off the tracks, as one person put it. These options are designed to disrupt but not destroy, we are told, so they would fall short of an act of war. They would be carried out by a variety of agencies, including U.S. Cyber Command, the National Security Agency, the CIA would be involved. They're designed to be deniable, to be secret, and the fact that we're reporting on them sort of underscores the complexity of all this. And they are designed to strike Russia in part in retaliation for this invasion and in part to defend Ukraine, and irrespective of whether Russia strikes back. And the sources who are talking to us fully expect that Russia would retaliate with what they describe as colonial pipeline style attacks designed to hurt American consumers. They are factoring that in. And that's why, in fact, there is a big debate within the administration right now, we are told, Andrea. There are some people who view this as really dangerous and escalatory because both Russia and the United States have the ability to destroy one another's critical infrastructure in cyberspace and to turn off the power, things that would become an act of war. But there's another camp that says, why do we have all these cyber weapons if not to use them in a situation like this, where, again, not designed to kill people, but designed to make Russia pay a price in a way that only cyber can, Andrea?
Yeah, so that brings up some interesting kind of questions. Should President Biden retaliate in that type of manner against Russia? And if he does, would Russia retaliate back? And you've seen that they would. If that happens, would that initiate World War III? This is where we get into a sticky type of situation. And of course, no matter what happens, you have the Republicans are going to criticize him. He's doing too much. He's doing too little. You get former President Donald Trump. He's doing too much. He's doing too little. This wouldn't have happened if I was president, no matter what he does. I think that's I don't like the whole politics in this because I feel like if Trump was president, the Democrats would do the same thing. I just like being an American backer. Whoever the president is, when Bush was president, I supported Bush. Now there's a Democrat president. I like to support the president. I like to support America. I like to support the decisions.
You don't have to love everything they do, but they at least deserve your respect.
Yeah, and I feel like you can't always just blame the president because you're from another party. Oh, it's how can you blame what's going on in Ukraine on the president because he's a Democrat?
Well, and imagine being Joe Biden right now, or it was Trump. Imagine being Trump. Put yourself in his shoes. Like, imagine trying to handle this situation. That's like a nightmare.
I honestly
And
feel.
then on top of COVID, you've already
Oh
dealt with
yeah,
COVID.
for sure.
And that's a nightmare. You don't want to do the wrong thing. You want to do the right thing. You want to save people, but you don't want to overly control people.
Yeah, and
now
you get.
And now you have to deal with this crazy person in Russia. That's a lot.
And I said, and I've been doing this show when Trump was president. I've been doing this show when Biden was president. And I said, even before the election, when it was Trump versus Biden, I said, I thought, I remember doing a video that I thought that Trump was going to have a hard time being reelected because of the pandemic. I said,
because you can't please everybody.
I said there's a lot of people that are just upset because of the pandemic, and I said it would be a hard thing for any president to have to go through.
Unfortunately, no matter who's
there's so many,
half of the country is going to be unhappy.
And you look at both Biden and Trump have super low approval ratings. How many people are happy during a pandemic?
And now wartime. You're just not happy in general.
Yeah.
I think any president would have a terrible rating.
If I was president right now, think about how many people would just, You have people that are not happy because they have to wear masks. You have people that are not happy about the vaccines. You have not people that are not happy because they're catching the virus. You have,
Prices are increasing.
you have people that are not happy because of inflation.
Gas is expensive.
And then, they've sent out 3 stimulus checks, and then you have people not happy that they're not getting enough support. Then you have people unhappy that they're sending out too much stimulus.
It's a tough job.
Imagine being president. Imagine you have people saying that there's inflation is because of the stimulus. Then you have people saying that they're starving and they need help. Imagine being president and trying to make everybody happy.
You can't.
Whether you're Trump or Biden, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. That's why I said I would never want to be president, because you're the most hated man in America. As soon as you become president, you get half the country that hates you instantly.
Yep.
And they call you a whiny crybaby, no matter who you are. You're Republican, the Democrats hate you. You're a Democrat, Republicans hate you.
Not a fun job.
The sad fact of America is when you're the president, you're the most hated man in America. Isn't that sad? It's really sad.
They deserve our respect and our support, because it's a tough office.
Yeah. And sadly, the only presidents that really get a lot of support are people like Bush when 9/11 happened and they had to defend our country. I remember showing you guys that graph. Yeah, this graph says that 1 year in, Biden has the second lowest approval rating of any president, only behind Trump. And remember, Trump's was before the pandemic, okay? So here's Trump's approval rating at 1 year, 39%. Here's Biden's approval rating at 1 year, 42%. Here's Obama's at 48. Clinton's at 46. Bush's was at 52. So again, you can look at this, literally half the country hates all these presidents. Their approval rating is at 40 to 50%. But look at Bush's approval rating when 9/11 happened. It went from 52% to 84%, 86%, 88%. Isn't that? It's sad that it takes something like this to unify America. I mean, this is the approval ratings here. But at least I feel like here on our YouTube channel, we're somewhat united here. I feel like we're a strong family here, our extended family on YouTube. So let me know your thoughts and comments here. I feel like we really have one of the greatest YouTube families here. If you ever read it through our comments here, every day we have people just wishing love and support here. And again, I wish you guys the best. And, my thoughts and prayers go out here with everybody here. Let's try to stay united. Hopefully we can see some unity going forward here in our country. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so you don't miss out on new videos. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country that you need to know about. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And you can click here to see my newest video on pandemic EBT benefits that are going out, extra SNAP benefits going out, and Social Security raises. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.